First and foremost, everybody knows what Topku is at this point. Everybody knows what Topku does at this point. It's polarizing the format. Realistically, if you are playing Dragon Ball Super Fusion right now, you need to either be able to play Topku and understand the mirror. You either need to be playing Beerus and being able to understand how to fight Topku as well as the rest of the format, or you are taking the hard path and you are playing Trunks, Vegeta, or Zamasu and basically trying to fight Topku that way. The reason why I say it's the hard path is because with all these blue decks, they have legs and they have plays against Topku, but a very seasoned, well-oiled, and practiced Topku player should not be at a disadvantage against a blue deck. They should just be at a place where they need to switch gears. Most blue players don't seem to understand, and like I've been playing, I love blue. Like in this set, I was trying to play Zamasu, I was definitely building Vegeta and Trunks, and I settled on Trunks personally. You have ways to beat Topku, but if the Topku player has played blue themselves and sat down and actually tested against it, testing using it, they will probably be able to understand that it is just a pace change. You slow down your game, because at the end of the day, it's very hard to out advantage Topku. If they just sit there and play slowly, using Keflas to keep building their boards, getting the Keflas in and out of the drop between comboing them and using things like Glimpse to get them back to replay them, you'll find that as a blue player, you will run out of outs before they run out of push plays. And eventually you still end up dying to a shotgun. So it gets fairly rough. Green is kind of out there because as long as Roshi is here, lots of the times red can awaken at a point where they are pushing cards out of your hand before you can actually get into the game, and then you get to the point where they still end up double striking you for game shotgun. I'm not gonna really even talk about yellow because yellow is really just not a horse in the race right now. They have a lot of good plays, but lots of their cards are at numbers that easily get removed by red shenanigans, the -10s, the -15s, the -5s. It's unfortunate, but it's just a circumstance. So, with this being said, we have in 2 weeks a regional in Illinois, I believe it's Peoria, and then we have another regional in Rosemont the following week. Realistically, this is not something that Bandai will probably change before that. I've been playing Bandai games since Dragon Ball Super Masters. I've played Digimon for a little bit. I've played One Piece since release. I've played Battle Spirit Saga. They should not, as far as I know, issue a release of a ban list that's going to take effect before this tournament coming up. And if they don't want to do that, then you can also bet that they are not going to touch Rosemont as well, because if it's too soon to touch Peoria, it's too soon to touch Rosemont. However, I do believe that if we are going to have Topku answered, it is by Bandai, it is going to happen between Rosemont and Gen Con. That is what I personally believe. Realistically, Gen Con is still about 2 months away, and that's more than enough time from what I've seen from the other things for them to be like, okay, that's happening. But yeah, I think that Rosemont being 2 months away, or 2 weeks away, they probably just will not hit that. So, that being said, what you're looking at going into Illinois, if you're going to those regionals like myself, is that you should be aiming to test against Topku no matter what. I don't like it. It's a sad but unfortunate truth. This is not the format for you to be able to play whatever you want. This is indeed, I'll give it up to the people that were saying, oh well, no. This is the closest thing we've had to a tier 0 format. And realistically, how it feels when it comes to being tier 0 will depend on who you face. There are a lot of Topku players that are not playing optimally, and they will allow a lot of games to slip when they shouldn't. They will not be playing the same, they'll be playing the same way against blue, against green, against the mirror, and will get folded for it. You will have some games where you're like, oh yeah, I was playing Cell or Androids and I rolled Topku. Likely because the Topku player was not playing optimally. It's the same thing for like blue. Blue feels very good into Topku, but realistically, blue is closer to like a 50-50, 40-60 in Topku's favor. It's just that most Topku players are just picking up the deck and not playing it optimally. The mirror is very intuitive. I say intuitive. It's actually very skillful because the mirror can be there's no correct way for assessing the mirror. You can hyper awaken and press cards out of your opponent's hand and then whittle them down with the shotgun. You can take it slow and try to out control your opponent, but you run the risk of them pressing into your hand and then clapping you back. So realistically, there's a lot of different ways to attack the mirror, and if you are going into Rosemont and Peoria with Topku, you need to make sure that you understand which way works best for you. You need to play your games, you need to consistently practice, and you need to understand how you overcome the mirror. But then don't just stop there. You do need your reps against blue. If you do not know how to play against blue, blue will get you. Blue is a master of the 1-for-1. When you attack them for 10 over and they galley gun you, that's a horrible trade. They didn't lose a card in hand and you had to combo up to get there. So you lost on that advantage. When you attack them for 5 over or neutral and they just combo 1 card to your hand, chances are that peel off will turn into 2 to 3 cards, and those cards will combo out of your attacks. And so you can't really 1-for-1 blue. Blue will always hedge you out on that one. So you have to understand those matchups. You have to understand how to do that. You have to play against green, because while green seems like it's free, green is only 1 turn away at any point at the end of the game from stabilizing on you and making an insurmountable board. And that is something you also should be paying attention to. All these matchups can and still win against you if you are not good as a Topku player. So please practice and get in your reps if you're going to Rosemont. Now, moving on to the next part, I think that if Topku is to be responded to, there are 2 cards more than anything else I want to see get hit. The leader is rough. There are only 4 leaders in this set, and they're all altarts. Bandai seems to be a little sketch about touching leaders that have altarts. Like their prize cards, they always seem a little sketch about hitting them. And this is a Goku. It's like the flagship card of the set. I would not be surprised if Goku sees a very, very, very weak errata or is not touched at all. That part would not scare me. I think a lot of people say that limiting Kefla is the way, and I think that that's almost fool's gold. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I think that if you think that banning or limiting Kefla is the way that you hurt the deck, I mean, you're right. You hurt all of red as a whole. Kefla is essentially red's boss card right now. You literally destroy a lot of red's momentum, and a lot of people understand that if red gets blown out of the game right now, green becomes the best color in the game by far, and we will be at set 1 on crack, and then nobody wants to see that. You think you may want to see that red or with Kefla being banned, but nobody wants to see what happens when green cannot get pushed out of the game before turn 5. It is awful. And so, moving past that, some people say they want Glimpse being banned. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. I think Glimpse is a problem card, and I think Glimpse can keep being a problem card the further and further we get into the game. However, Glimpse is also getting an alt art reprint in a product coming out soon. So I don't really see Glimpse getting hit. Glimpse getting hit would immediately destroy product coming out in the future. If you guys have seen it, I think it's like a UI box. It comes with some packs. It comes with an alt art Glimpse that's like full art alt art Glimpse. It looks amazing. And it also comes with a golden UI Goku energy marker. So I don't really see Glimpse getting banned. However, if you asked me, I think that 2 cards could hurt the deck significantly. Roshi being banned, I think is a good move, because Roshi allows Topku to be hyper aggressive, but it also allows Topku to be Topku can naturally play like a mid-range deck if need be. It can hit you with the War of Attrition, but Roshi is the card that allows it to be hyper aggressive to the point where it can just blow out decks off the back of that alone. If you take out Roshi, you will have to be careful about green, because you need to play green a lot more aggressively, because Roshi just won't carry you to Awakening. So that is something you have to realize. You'll have to change up your deck a little bit to make sure that you can out-aggress green before it can stabilize. But if the other card I would like to be banned is Ribrianne. If you guys have played Topku or played enough games against Topku, you guys should know 99% of your games are ended by Ribrianne Glimpse, because Ribrianne is double strike, and every other double strike in the game is played for 5 or 6. Ribrianne, for some reason, is played by 1, and that allows you to have ample energy up. In the event of having Ribrianne Glimpse up, you are actively able to hit somebody. Like Ribrianne double Glimpse is one of the most ignorant plays in the game. For 5 energy, you are looking at a base, what, 90? And if you have all 4 super combos in hand as the opponent, you are only getting up to 100. So with Ribrianne and 2 Glimpse, and not counting any of the other hand, that your opponent would need 4 super combos really to counter that. By that time in the game, you probably don't have as many cards in your hand as you want to. You might have already even used a super combo. But the point is, 2 Glimpse, Ribrianne, and even 3 10Ks in hand requires your opponent to have 2 or all 4 super combos and more 10Ks in hand to block it. And that's just ignorant. It just blows any deck out of the water. So I think that once you get rid of Roshi, you force the deck to have to play, you force the deck to have enough Self-Awakeners to see them on curve, because you can't afford not seeing them in sequence against decks like green. But you also, by banning Ribrianne, force them to either play a double striker for full cost, or to try to push you down to 1 and then hit you with Glimpse. And going from 2 to 0 is a world's difference from going down from 1 to 0. So that is pretty much how I feel about that one. Now, if you give me a moment, it's actually time. All right, y'all, taking a quick moment to shout out the sponsors for this video. First up is Mystic TCG, a store based in Missouri that sells all sorts of TCG product, even more than what you see featured here on this page. They also buy singles, collections, and prize cards, so make sure you actually catch them out in their store in Missouri at an event, or even on their Facebook, just to be able to see the events here, but also ask them what they're up to and what they're looking for in terms of vending. You can also use the code UNIXTCG to get discounts off your pre-orders as well as orders, so make sure you get your TCG product while it's hot. Then you have Eclipse Cards and Hobby based out of Texas, and if that sounds familiar, they did sponsor me with a box of Fusion World Set 1. But as you can see on this page, there is a plethora of TCG products that they are actually having for sale at their establishment. You can also even buy things that aren't just TCG products. As you can see on the screen right here, they hold their own locals, they hold their own events, and they are going out to more and more events. You can actually check their Facebook to see their schedule, as well as call and ask about their vending list. And at the checkout for their website, you can use the code UNI10X to actually get percentages off your pre-orders or your orders. So go check it out as well. And we're always up to all sorts of things in Universe X. So you can go down the description and check the link tree to find out about my other channels, my Twitch, or any other avenues that I'm creating content on. But if you want to go the extra mile, you can always go down to any description on any video and find my Amazon affiliate links. These products here will differ from video to video to cater to the audience in question, but it's just very easy to see something that you may like or be interested in, open it up, and choose the style and or color that'll work for you. All proceeds will give kickbacks to the channel, so there'll be some direct support, and I'll always appreciate the help from you guys. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. So yeah, that is pretty much what I had to say for these things. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did want to just basically touch on how I feel like they should hit the deck. I don't think they're gonna hit the leader. I think that Kefla has the biggest target on its back for being hit, but realistically, I do think that Roshi and Ribrianne will be the best targets right now, without hurting future product, without hurting the playability of one of 4 leaders in a set, and without smashing Red's best card right now. I think banning Roshi and banning Glimpse, banning Roshi and banning Ribrianne would help with a lot of what the decks are seeing right now. Let me know in the comments if you agree or if you disagree with me. Now, for you guys on here, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of stuff in the future. We're going to be doing a dual push. I finally want to get my Dragon Ball channel monetized, my gaming channel monetized. So if you guys want to go down in the description and check those out, that will be much, much appreciated. We are really just going to jump in and really expand Universe X and take it from it is right now, flourishing, to something even bigger. So I'm very, very excited to step on this next part of the journey with you guys, and I will see you guys in Illinois in 2 weeks. Hope to see you guys there. Hope everybody practices and gets their games in. I am going to do my best to give you guys a placement worth taking home. Then past that, for you guys on Patreon, just keep it toes down. You guys already have the code card giveaway going on, but I will be back in full force, just taking some time to enjoy my birthday this weekend. So thank you guys, and I will see you all in the next video, post, Patreon article, wherever you want to be. Thanks. Later.